Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Say hi to my Moogle. Moogle, meet everybody. Everybody, meet Moogle. Welcome back to my channel, Kupo. Today, we're going to be talking about wondering how the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy UB crossover is going to work. I'm already thinking past that junk Innistrad remaster they're releasing, and I'm thinking ahead into 2025 what some of these future sets are going to look like, and I'm pretty excited about the Final Fantasy set that's coming out. I did a couple other videos about just some of the news that's come out so far. I did a video, way earlier this year before even any news came out, just speculating that got a lot of attention. A lot of people enjoyed it, so I thought I'd do another one. I'm gonna do like a chronology. I'm thinking, really go game by game the Final Fantasy series. Starting off here with the original Final Fantasy. Now, for those who haven't played, the original came out on NES, Famicom in Japan, NES North America, and outside of Japan. Really, it's quite simple. You can choose from 6 different classes. They're the Warriors of Light, each carrying a crystal that's been darkened, so they're not really named characters. And I will explain in a second why I'm taking the route I'm taking. I believe these cards, the various classes of the game, will be best represented by the class cards akin to something similar that we saw in the D&D Universes Beyond. But this time there's going to be 6 different classes in total. And I believe these would be dual face modular cards or flip cards in some sort, a class that flips into an entirely different class in the back once you've reached a certain threshold. A vague concept here. Here are the 6 classes available in the first Final Fantasy, your Warriors of Light. Starting left to right, you got the White Mage, so White Mage, healing magic, support magic. The guy on the right looks like in red football armor. He's the fighter, offensive character, your tank, your fighter, heavy damage dealer. The guy next to him is the Thief class. They're a moderate damage dealer. To the right of him is the Black Mage. This is an offensive wizard using elemental magic to smite its foes. To the right of him is the Black Belt. It's a hand-to-hand combat expert who is also just a damage dealing job. And on the furthest right, in the red hat with the white feather, I call it the Pimp Hat, is the Red Mage. The Red Mage is sort of an amalgam class of offensive capabilities and magic wielding. It can wield white magic as well as black magic. So healing and support magic as well as black magic to hurt the enemies. And unlike the other 2 wizard classes here, the red mage can use magic but also swing offensive weapons, such as a sword. The way I see these would working out in terms of class cards in Magic the Gathering would be they would flip into their corresponding advanced jobs. So in the first Final Fantasy, you can get what's called an advanced job by doing a certain in-game quest to advance these to the second tier of each character. And here are these characters. Again, left from right. Left, that worked out. Left to right. So your white mage becomes your white wizard, dealing with an array of more advanced healing spells. Your fighter becomes, what is it? Master, he becomes a knight. Knight class, the more heavy damage dealing. Your thief becomes a ninja. Ninjas are always cool. I don't think we have a ninja class. It'd be pretty interesting to see the thief card, like the thief class, flip into the ninja. And to the right of that, your black mage becomes your black wizard, an adept, heavy damage dealing magic wizard. And your black belt flips into the master class, maybe deals some more advanced hand to hand combat type of damage. And your red mage becomes your red wizard. Sort of the same. Again, red mage can do white magic, black magic, and swing offensive melee weapons such as swords. This would definitely be an interesting concept. I don't think there's any class cards in Magic that are dual face or flip. Class cards are usually just tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Each time you pay you level up, they do different things. So I would imagine once it could be a dual faced class card that has several stages of leveling up, starting with the first side, but you can't cast it for its backside. It has to start on its front side and flip into the other side. Because in the Final Fantasy mainline game, the first game, you don't start off with these advanced classes. You start off as the original 6 here. Especially that iconic Black Mage. Look at that. And I do have another concept here. I can't just focus on the heroes of the story. I wanted to look at one of the villains of Final Fantasy, the very first Final Fantasy. That would be Final Fantasy, the original OG, big boss. The first boss you actually fight in Final Fantasy, Garland. He is a corrupted fallen knight who has kidnapped the princess. He's the first boss you fight, and you actually fight him again later on in the game. He becomes a monster known as Chaos, significantly changing his form with advanced capabilities. So, definitely for sure, Garland would flip into Chaos, pictured here. Now, granted, I don't think they're going to use the NES sprites, but I'm not ruling out that they do a different art, texture variant art that is of pixelated sprite format. That would be very cool to see on a Magic the Gathering card, in my opinion. The Chaos form of Garland looks a hell of a lot better than his base form because, when you play the NES games, you really had to use your imagination what some of these looked like. I mean, before the internet was really a thing, this thing was just like a blotch of purple and white. Maybe you can make out some horns. But anyway, so the first side of Garland, I would think, would be a knight, black mana aligned knight, deals heavy damage, maybe some abilities mixed in as well. Then he's flipped into, when he's destroyed, you can flip him, becomes chaos, something like a demon, maybe even elemental demon, with definitely with flying, more advanced abilities, stronger power and toughness. Anyway, I've meandered enough. What are you looking forward to with Final Fantasy? They are supposed to represent all of the mainline games. This is just my speculation and thoughts of how they will represent the first Final Fantasy that was on NES. I know there's they recently re-released Final Fantasies 1 through 6 on the Pixel Remaster Collection on Switch and PlayStation 4, 5, whatever it's up to now. I recommend checking those out. It's definitely worth playing if you enjoy old grindy not MMOs, RPGs. This is the forefather of RPGs. I did enjoy playing this. I played the original Final Fantasy back when I was a kid. I don't remember a whole lot of it, but I do remember the main characters and, of course, the first boss you fight, Garland. So what do you think? How do you think all these elements of Final Fantasy 1 will translate into Magic cards? I'm really leaning towards the class cards. I've read some speculation online that other, people who write and contribute to Magic the Gathering on blogs and websites are thinking the same vein. I think something like this would definitely work, especially maybe a dual-faced class card, enchantment, the subtype class that flips into an even stronger, better, superior class. Anyway, what do you guys think? What are you looking forward to seeing? How do you think the first game may represent? Is there anything I missed? Maybe some additional the monsters and mobs you fight early on. Those are definitely going to be represented for sure, but there's just so much to work with, such a deep, long-running IP. Anyway, I'm certainly looking forward to Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy. Let me know your thoughts. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, everyone.